Thank you very much, Liam, for joining us in the studio. I'm not sure how much I buy that. I do want someone to blame for all of this, right? And I think, this relentless push for net zero, the idiocy of relying on Russia for things like oil and gas, etc., etc. To what extent have our political leaders put us in this situation now, rising costs?
I think there's been huge lack of urgency about energy policy for at least 2 decades. It dates back a long time. We've demonised nuclear power, and actually it's one of the safest forms of power. The French get 70% of their energy from nuclear power. They're not suffering with the same wholesale energy prices that we're suffering from. Successive governments have failed to ensure there's enough gas storage. Ridiculously, the British government allowed the decommissioning of the Rough gas storage facility off the Yorkshire coast. That's meant we've outsourced a lot of our gas storage to the Netherlands and to Germany, which, of course, undermines our own energy security. We're heavily reliant on Norwegian gas, actually, more than Russian gas, but it's still, albeit a friendly foreign power, but a foreign power. And I think there's a lot of confusion has seeped into the debate just this morning during this Select Committee hearing, and it's confusion that I think some of the industry wants. No one's saying, or they shouldn't be saying, to put a windfall tax on the kind of companies that are in front of the Business and Energy and Industry Select Committee this morning. E.ON, Centrica, Scottish Power. These are utility companies, right? These companies, you've got to be very clear about this. These companies buy energy off the wholesale markets and then they sell it to us, right? Yeah. They distribute it and sell it to us. The proposal is for a windfall tax on the oil and gas majors, the people who actually pump the energy, right, who get the energy out of the ground. Right. Shell, BP, these major international energy conglomerates. They're not the people that sell us the energy. They may sell us petrol and diesel on the forecourt, but they're not selling us electricity in our homes. And no one's saying a windfall tax should be on the household energy companies. The windfall tax, if it's going to happen, is proposed on the oil and gas majors.
Can I just ask, those are sort of macro-level issues, I suppose, and people are going to be concerned about the micro problems, the fact that there is a very real prospect. They might not be able to pay their energy bills, and whether it's next month or the month after, that's going to be a position lots of people are in. Why is the government or these companies not coming out and saying, look, we understand what everybody's going through. If you happen to not pay your energy bills, we will be more lenient. We will give you more leeway, because there's going to be lots of people at home feeling like they might end up in court or might end up with the bailiffs coming round if they don't pay. Why are we not hearing that side of things?
Well, I've been writing and broadcasting for months about the prospect of mass non-payment. Yep. I think it will happen. And I do think it's important to delineate between the people we're hearing from this morning in the House of Commons and the oil majors. The oil majors want us to try and attack the people in the Commons, right? Now, the people in the Commons have done bad things in the sense that they haven't bought energy forward, right? When energy was cheap, they just relied on that energy rather than buying their energy on forward markets. It starts to get complex here. Okay. So I don't think the energy companies we're hearing from in the House of Commons have got the scope to provide money for a windfall tax. That's why they're saying that taxpayers should bail out other taxpayers. In the end, I think what you're going to see this coming autumn is another increase in the energy fuel cap. I do think prices will go up again because wholesale prices have gone up 6 times since last August, not least due to the war in Ukraine. But what Malcolm Grimston said, which was absolutely correct, is these prices were elevated before Putin invaded Ukraine, though, of course, that invasion has made things a lot worse. In the end, this is a very big political conundrum, and politicians are going to have to try and, distribute the pain. And a lot of the pain is going to fall on ordinary households, but at least some of the pain, I think, will eventually fall on the big oil and gas companies, given their massive profits.